Either stream has started officially. Just gotta copy and paste it. Why am I have like so many notifications?
Why can I not shoot? Now I can shoot.
Did I seriously forget to add a ranking for the PCH
Are you a
2000?
Roblox fanatic?
Holy shit, I'm gonna lose my mind. Hold on. Did I actually forget that? Oh my god, I did.
Imagine it couldn't be me, bro.
There you go. Oh, I can't believe I have to do this as soon as I start streaming too. Like, someone like lets me know like right away. Like, Twin, come on, man. Come on, man. Fuck. Okay, there we go. Okay,
Investigate the HQ, alright? Let me go.
bro, you should have let me join. God damn it. Anyway, let's see how many people that are watching this stream. Let's see before I start even yapping to begin with.
Probably 0.
Yeah, yeah, it's yeah. Not gonna lie. Because people are like,
Oh, that's
wow,
nice.
like no one cares about the CTS lore. No one gives a shit. But you know what? I do. Today's lore of the CTS community. Who we have a lot to talk about. By the way, I will be playing CTS in the background. I'm just gonna be doing this game for a bit, so you know you can cry about it for all I care. Gonna be honest. But the lore of CTS. Who? Where does it begin? Like, there's so many questions
It,
that have to be answered. You shut up.
it begins in someone's basement.
Shut up.
Okay, I see.
See, he's my basement guy. You know, we gotta teach the basement guy how to not talk. But anyway, what begins with the Yeah, yeah, that's sadly true. Anyways, we're gonna talk about what started CTS. What did the Lord? What did everything? You know. So I played during Armored Dawn. My brother played since the beginning of the game. So, you know, he's gonna know a lot more things that I don't, but he's not here today to explain that, okay? So I did not mean to hit my mic. That was so sorry on that. But we're gonna talk about it. And we're gonna see how far this lore goes. So, for all I know from the start, is what started CTS was basically Steel Titans. So in the Q&A recently that happened, I think it was last week's Q&A or the day or last or the week after. Foe got a question of like, what made you start CTS? And he's like, oh, I saw what was it called, Steel Titans like health system, and he was like, ooh, that's so cool. We should make our own game. And then boom, tank game. So, for example, for people who don't know, there was the original game called Tank Game. You know, it was never really intentionally called CTS. and that's honestly for good reason. Wow, Roblox chat has been real quiet lately. That's crazy. What is Yo-Yoshi on, twin? Oh yeah. Also, chat, we got another lore about this. So CTS lore, Patur's school student spent his last money to travel to a junkyard to make the vampire prototype. That's actually true facts, by the way, chat. That's true facts. So let me remind you, we are going to be doing CTS gameplay, but I do recommend checking out this game called Starfall. Beautiful game, great developers. Basically, if you just like Titanfall and Helldiver mixed together, by the way, this is not sponsored, but I just enjoy it because I play it in my free time. It's just Titanfall and Helldivers mixed together, and you get a perfect bunch of 2 games. So it's pretty fire.
Alright, little bro, we get
it. But anyway, we got another thing to talk about. So there's multiple things that I've noticed by playing the game over time. So in Last Resort, they had a billboard. Like, I'm pretty sure some of y'all who played like a long time ago, or like whenever Armored Dawn and Last Resort was a thing. So we all remember the old garage. We all do. And if you go to Joe's Shack, there was always a billboard there that had a timer. But sometimes you can actually see the timer go down. I never really noticed about it. I never really thought about it until like I was thinking about it recently. But Yo-Yo's the Australian painter's daughter. She makes better tanks than her dad. She also killed Fox. Real twin. I always knew it. Yo-Yo, you're the Australian painter. I knew it. I knew it. I fucking knew
He's the
it.
one who killed 6 million Jews.
What? I don't know if we can have that in there. I don't know if we can have that in there.
He nutted in as well.
But anyway, so basically from Last Resort, there was always that timer in Joe's Shack, because Joe's Shack, I think, was in a porta potty, or he just had it in the fucking, I can't remember what it looked like, but I will always remember the old garage. It was never what it was like nowadays. So, with that, that's where the lore, I'm guessing, first began. By the way, we always had this little glaggle, or the smiling face, in like this ball. That also has something to do with the lore. So first things first, I remember it. It was in the other hangar that was actually right behind the tank from Last Resort, the original garage. It was Last Resort or Armored Dawn, one or the other. But in that garage, if you go to the left, you can actually see a smiling face. And I never really understood that, but I think it has something to do with the lore, okay? This stream's about the lore, chat. So, we're going to be digging deep into CTS lore, including the original the original server and the original metas that used to exist that is no longer with us, like the Mark 1X setup, the actual original, because for context, the original Mark 1 was technically way better than the one that we have now. Did it have the pop-out missile? No. But was it still cool? Yes. The hull was actually so damn tanky to the point where I think that's the only reason it got its rework. The hull, I will admit, from like my other view, I was kind of being biased in my other video. I was like, okay, you know what? I don't think it's really this good, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna troll people with it anyway. In my personal opinion, this is the real test to see if people watch my streams. And if you want my personal opinion, it's not really that good. And like, in all seriousness, this is not really that good. Is it the worst? No, it's not the worst. Mark 1 was a very good tank. Yeah, it was. The smiling face is also in production line. It was at least. Then I'll go check it out. I'll go check it out. Because if it is in production,
on your screen?
I don't know. I don't really care.
You can check, you know.
We have we have 3 concurrent viewers. Hell yeah. We love our 3 concurrent viewers. Hell yeah. W twins. But anyway, we'll go check that out in a couple of different maps. We'll go check it out in a couple of different maps. But shut shut, shut up, Tom. I will ban you from the server.
You'll ban me?
Yes, bro.
Don't ban me in the basement again, please.
That's too damn bad. But anyway, we also I think that's when the first started of the lore. I mean, there's not really too much lore in the game, so don't really expect like, oh my god, this revealing secret and shit. Like, let's not like it's not really like this massive revealing secret. No, it's like it's just a you know, how do I explain this? You know, it's literally just I think just like a little sprinkles of lore that in there. So the glaggle or the smiling face is the first start of it. That's the first start. So remember, chat, we gotta keep this in mind, okay? We gotta brainstorm about it, okay? So it would I honestly think it would be nice to have a developer in here, but Fo's kind of busy right now, so I would have asked him to join so he can explain some lore as well. Cause I know he knows lore. Chat, I know he does. You know what? We'll just go to CTS right away. Fuck it. Chat,
What do you want? What do you want me to do?
I would get Fo in here, chat, but like, see, they're on CTS, they're on Curse Tank Simulator. They're not on the Discord, you know. We gotta explain the lore. Lore, Fo's daughter has made her own cafe called the Maid Cafe. She also took the Fo Leper tank and made it herself. I wish that lore was true. You know what, chat? Let's think about that. Hold on. Let's think about this lore real quick. If Fo had a daughter, who did it? You know? I'm joking.
Okay, I'm leaving, bro. I'm not listening to this shit no more. Good night, gang.
Yeah, good night, twin. Anyway, so the thing is, I know for a fact that that's not Fo's daughter. Because, you know, actually, we're going to talk about this. There's a lot of things that we've noticed during this update. Do I have any tickets? No, I don't. But with this, I don't know what the lore or context. Hold on, let's go to it. I don't know what the lore or like the context is because of it. So, you know, just expect it with like I don't really know the answer to this. Some people are just saying that oh, it's just there, but what if hold on, what if this existed? Like what if this is lore? What if Tank is going bankrupt? See, and then we have public health insurance. Like these are obviously lore hints, chat. We gotta think about this. You know, we gotta analyze these little by little, you know? We gotta analyze these. We gotta understand every single detail. By the way, this is the newer garage. The garage never used to look like this. They got their funding up, you know? Is there anything new actually?
Yeah, they got their weekly paycheck, bro.
Yeah, they actually decided to spend their weekly paycheck on the garage instead of, you know, the fucking tanks that they make. They actually decided to, you know, be like, okay, let's change the economy a bit. Let's change how our yeah, let's give our players, you know, a nice little look. Let's give our players a nice little look.
Tanks to the game and call it a day.
Yeah, but anyway, so let's talk about how. So remember, chat. Wait, where is the glaggle? Where is the? I think he's over here. The glaggle's over here. All right. Anyway, where's the? There it is. The glaggle. So a part of this, what I also noticed is that every single update, this cracks, and I have a feeling. Okay, chat. This is just a theory, a game theory. Okay, the game theory here is that what if the glaggle, once it breaks out, that will be like an event or something. Like that will be like a cursed tank event, or like there's gonna be something changing in the garage. You know, like there's a lot of lore between this, but it's like from Last Resort all the way through Armored Dawn is whenever I joined. Remember, that garage had this thing, but over time it would spin faster sometimes. It would spin faster and then it would crack. Like it would crack over time. The first time that I seen it in Last Resort, it didn't crack. Then every single update, little cracks would end up then and there, and then now this is what it is. So there's a lot of cracks here. So it makes me wonder if this little smiling doodad is so strong to the point where it's trying to break out of this crystal or this black, this crystal or this like glass container. You know, what if it's trying to break out? You know, like let's think about that. All right. So we're gonna keep that up on the lore. But the garage, like I said, never used to look like this. We used to be outside. Remember that, Chad? We used to be outside in a fucking hangar that didn't even have doors. Okay, I'll try to find like a picture of it or something. But
Bro, someone type in the chat, calm down, don't get wet yet.
okay, wait, okay. All right, pal. All right, twin. All right. All right. That's a ooh. You know what, chat? Should I ping Foe? And should I ask him, is like, you know, Foe, can you pretty please come in here? And Foe's gonna be like, why? Foe's gonna be, and then I'm gonna be like, Foe, I need your help, twin. I need more information on the lore. And he's like, bet, I got you, twin. And then he's gonna join, you know? We're gonna think about that. But anyway, lore time again. The UFO. So, if you've been noticing in Q&A streams and developer streams, PHM has like these little alien antennas, or she's always on these little, she's always on aircraft is what I noticed. But I rarely see PHM on a tank. I don't think I've ever seen her in a tank, at least. I think. I don't know. But it makes you wonder if she came from, fuck, there. That thing, you know? What if she came from that spaceship to Earth and then is trying to cosplay as one of us? 'Cause look at this. Ain't no one's all green eyes, whatever the fuck the cat ears are. You know, like what if she's fake? Because also, let's think about this. So, you know that there's PHM over there, right, chat? Keep that in mind. There's that PHM. But what I've noticed is that there's an infestation, or there's a skinwalker among us. There's another one. But also, her eyes are different. Look at her eyes, and then let's go to PHM's eyes. Remember, keep those in mind. Keep those in mind, chat. We gotta keep them in mind. Look at her eyes. Her eyes are not the same. At least I don't think they are. They could entirely be the same. But still, what if they're aliens? What if PHM is an alien? And what if they came from up there? From space? From like space itself, you know? That's the lore of PHM. Pater? You know, the more I look at them, the more I relate to this thing right up here in the comments. CTS lore. But her school student spent her last money to travel to the junkyard to make a vampire prototype, which actually wouldn't be that far off, because we also did used to live right next to a junkyard every single time. Do they still have it here? I wonder if they removed it. But for the real OGs, there always used to be a junkyard. Oh, I thought. Oh, that actually tripped me out for a second. But there always used to be a junkyard with just scrap tanks and everything, and including one of them was the April Fool's event from 2024, where you can get the AFG Mark One. It was that little balloon thing, or that thing that was entirely made out of ammo during the April Fool's event. So keep that in mind, chat, okay? You gotta keep that in mind. So I'm gonna try to find it, but I don't think it's here anymore. No, I honestly don't think it's here anymore. Damn. That sucks. This also has something to do with it, because there's always been a shooting range before, and I actually recommended this to the devs. What I was thinking is that they could have this little marker up here since it's empty. What they could do is just have it as a testing range. So you click that, and it automatically puts you in the garage, but inside of your tank, and you can be able to test different ranges without having to, make a private server or everything. Like just making it simpler on yourself. But this factory has always been the same, except is that they just upgraded their budget a lot. So, this also has something to do with the lore. This guy also has a bunch of lore, too. So, like, remember, Chad, you gotta keep up. You gotta keep up. Keep up, I'm too fast, Like, come on, twins. Lock ins. So, but anyway, that's enough about PHM and Pater. I don't really know much about Pater, because Pater I don't think has her own lore. But this is where we get into the juicy stuff, okay? Foe, the most cool dev in the whole game that made this beautiful creation called, where is it? Made this beautiful creation called the Skyfall. Alright? They made this beautiful machine. The Skyfall. Okay? The Skyfall. Alright? Keep up. This beautiful creature that I will always stay in a stream, and I'm always going to stay it again. Where's Bunny Foe? Because this is ugly. I don't like it. I like foxes, but I personally heavily relate to foxes because of my dumbass energy and energetic personality. This, where's that at? I want Foe back. I want the bunny. I don't want, that thing with a fencing sword. But it's okay. It's okay, we'll talk about it. But from every single trailer, what we've noticed, and especially from Vanguard's trailer, that's actually where it was revealed the most. So in Vanguard's trailer, I'm gonna pull that up now, and I'm gonna share it with y'all, okay? Because I'm a really cool person, and I'm gonna explain every single detail to y'all, so y'all can understand, like, the lore, okay? You gotta understand the lore. We gotta understand it together, twins. We gotta understand it. So, let me pull it up real quick. And you go to tank server. Yeah, tank game. Where the fuck is the, here it is, Vanguard, okay? So chat, we're gonna take a look at Vanguard. So hold on, let me open up my Windows capture, YouTuber, something like that. Window capture, not File Explorer, Vanguard. Okay, see? All right, chat, you keeping up? Yeah, you're keeping up. Hold on, I just realized it's off centered. What the fuck? Why is it off centered? Fuck me. Okay, chat. See, this is the best you're gonna get. There you go. Best you're gonna get. Fucking best you're gonna get. Alright. But anyway. So, as I've been noticing. By the way, the animating style on this is beautiful. This tank actually does have lore with it. I know it does. We'll check it out in a moment, though. So, we're gonna check this, okay? So, the lore between this tank is... So, if we go into the actual game here... Let's go into the actual game. So, as we look at the lore of Foe's tank, the Foe Lep, some people might be saying is that, oh, it's just a developer tank. I think wrong. I think highly wrong. So if we look at Foe's tank, we see a lot of different things. What my personal theory is that whenever we go to this, hold on. See, it says threat, fail, whatever the fuck that is, I nope, and on. So, what my personal theory, and is that I've been noticing, hold on, we'll actually explain that whenever we do this. So, you see how there's a Yoda tank, right? Fuck, I haven't been doing this the whole time. I hate this. Okay. So, there's a Yoda tank. It's specifically a Mark III. Against Foe's tank. So what if Foe and Yo-Yochi, or Yo-Yo, have been in a war before? Because think about it. Because if we go to their... this is just theories, by the way. So what if they created the Foe Lep to counter Yo-Yochi's tanks due to the APS that they have of missile systems? Because if we go through all of Yo-Yo's tanks, mainly all of them have missiles. And you notice how all of these have APS. So think about it, chat. Let's think about it. What if Foe was in a dire need of a tank, but that was small and nimble enough to destroy a Yoda tank? What if they made this the Foe Lep to destroy the foe to destroy Yoda tanks? Okay, let's think about that. And it doesn't seem that far off with Foe's new OC. So if we go to here, look what it says. It is a crossed out Yoda. What if Foe used to be a part of Yoda until they turned or something happened in, the CTS lore? Because we all know that they're friends or acquaintances, because Foe does have a tendency to, get mad at them sometimes, but, they can be a pain in the ass to them. So, it's fair. But, all love to the devs, especially with this game. But I'm a person that looks at little tiny details, okay? So, Foe's original avatar never had any signs of anything like this, but they made Black Aegis. But Black Aegis against Yoyota is kind of something similar, because all of Black Aegis's vehicles are something that looks like they can counter Yoyota tanks. Because Skyfall's missiles can go above APS. Sometimes it does get intercepted with the IR one, obviously. But the RDT, the actual dart missile, because it looks like a dart missile to me. I don't know if anyone else agrees with that. I actually asked Foe that question, and they said they just didn't respond to me. Because I don't think they like me. But anyway, there's something to think about. If this is crossed out, and if this is Foe's new OC, then it makes me wonder, did Foe and Yoyochi had a fight that caused a war between them? Foe stated the XT-1A Skyfall was made to destroy Yoyota tanks. That is something strange. Now we got to think about that. So what if my theory is correct? And what if Foe betrayed or Yoyochi betrayed Foe? Or Foe betrayed Yoyochi to cause the fight and for companies to go to war. Okay? Let's think about this, alright? Does it say Black Ages? Yeah, here it is. Black Ages. But Yoyoda has their symbol right in the front sometimes or the back. I actually have a Yoyoda to show. Hold on. Right here. So it says Yoyoda on it. It always shows their insignias. And it seems like, what if Foe... Okay, so this is my personal theory. But what if Foe and Yoyoda were like kids back then? Because they kind of gotten shorter. Or they got shorter, but then they got taller each update. And especially from Last Resort, you can see how they had the blocky avatars before they started, making the realistic ones. So what if, because you can definitely tell that they're getting taller, obviously. They're getting taller. So think about it. What if they were like kids, or what if they were like young adults that took inspiration from each other? What if like Yoyoda, or no, not Yoyoda, because Yoyoda has been around for a longer time than Black Ages. So what if Foe was inspired, like almost like a mentor, or Yoyoda was like a mentor to Foe? And what if they were teaching how to fight? What about that? We gotta think about this, okay? You gotta open up your minds. You gotta think, okay? You gotta think big brain here. We gotta think about the lore, okay? We gotta think about this lore. So what if Yoyoda was the mentor to Foe all of these years? What if Foe was the student to Yoyochi? Or to Yoyochi. I was acting stupid for a second. Okay? Let's think about it. Okay, let's all think about it, okay? We gotta think really deep and really precise about these. Okay, these are just theories, by the way. These are just theories. There's not even any confirming. There's nothing confirming about it, okay? Nothing's confirming that these are true. At least I don't think. Because the trailer definitely shows Foe is going to war with Yoyoda. So that might be the only correct thing. I don't know about PHM being an alien that came from, that thing. I don't know about that. And Pater, I don't know if the lore is correct about her, being a school student and then saved up and then spent his last money to travel to the junkyard to buy to make the vampire prototype. I don't know if any of those are true, but this one might be the only logical one. Especially about that glaggle that keeps breaking, and I have a feeling that one of these days, if it breaks out, it's going to turn into like a catastrophic event. Because, like I said, in every update, it gets cracked. So, every update, it seems like the power is too strong for the glaggle. It's going to come out eventually. But anyway, what if they had a conflict, okay? What if both of them had a conflict? And then one was like, fuck, I have to think. What if one of them was like, I'm so tired of being, the strongest or some shit like that. Like I can make better tanks than you or whatever. And then what if they decided to have a war? So what if they made the Skyfall to counter Yoyoda tanks? But Foe already stated that in the Q&A, obviously. But what if their words dig a bit deeper into the lore than you really think about it, okay? Let's think about this, okay? Let's all think about it. What if Foe is secretly telling us like a message, but we can't understand it, There's an instant reported file hidden inside the Vanguard trailer that shows 1 pixel about the Foe-Let versus Yoyoda Mark III fight. What if Foe betrayed Yo-Yo instead of the argument of the war happening? Wait, that could be true. Hold on, chat. Y'all are thinking, okay? I'm proud of y'all. Y'all are thinking. So maybe his idea is true. Maybe Foe did betray Yo-Yo. That caused the fight. Maybe Yo-Yo stole some, or not Foe, or not, fuck. What if Foe stole some technology from Yo-Yo to make the Skyfall? Or make, possibly, the Foe Lep? No way, because if we've also noticed, you know how Yo-Yoda's tanks, especially from the past ones, they always have these little search radars that, like, go back and forth. But if we go to the Foe Leps, it also does the same thing. Why are you muted on DC? I'm just not. Oh, is my Discord breaking? Yeah, okay, of course. Discord is having issues right now. Yeah, Discord's having issues, so my bad. But anyway. Yeah, from one frame, chat, okay? One frame. We gotta think about this. Okay? One frame. About a file of the fight happening between Yo-Yo and Foe. Because I even showed that from the trailer that it was a dart round that was going to the Foe left that destroyed it. So, let's think about it, okay? So that basically technically confirms that Foe and Yo-Yo are no longer friends, and instead it's kind of like the D16 and Optimus Prime thing, or Orion Pax. If you ever watch from like Transformers 1, where like he betrayed instead of said I'm done saving you, and then like lets him fall into this like massive fucking pit that goes all the way to the core of Cybertron. So let's think about it like that. What if that happened, but except they didn't die? You know, like what if they didn't die, but instead, you know, maybe he got fed up with like how he was being treated, or something happened, you know? Like, well, let's think about that. So, Cyberpunk 2027 cooperative war. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, well, I mean, yeah, technically, yeah, pretty much. Also, I can't remember who Vince is. I know who Vince is. I think it's like Shadow or some shit. I can't remember. But welcome back, Vince. But anyway, Flawless Lep was also used among turbine engines, which is property of Yoyota. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yoyota uses turbine engines. I completely forgot about that. Did I say cooperative or corporate war? I meant to say corporate. That's my bad, twin. But, you know, so that technically means that's probably what made them betray. Maybe Foe or Yoyota found out that Foe was stealing tech, like being a little, like, sneaky little bunny they are, because they used to be a bunny chat, remember? That's why I keep complaining about where's Bunny Foe? I want Bunny Foe back. I don't want this fucking creature that's over here staring at my vehicle. You know, I want that Bunny Foe back. Bunny Foe was way cooler. Because it would actually make sense to the, you know, the faux lep. Because, you know, it actually has, like, bunny ears, and whenever you go fast, the ears go down. Because in real life, bunny ears kind of do flop a lot, and they will go up if they sense danger. So, remember that. We gotta keep that in mind. But I mean, I guess technically, whatever the fuck they are, wolf or fox ears do the same. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. But, like, still, you know, we need the bunny phone. We need to complete the lore. But anyway, with that lore analysis, that basically means, what if Yo-Yo found out and got extremely upset and was like, you know what? You're not gonna be a part of fuck, what's it called? You're not gonna be a part of Yo-Yoda anymore, and like they told them to go, and then Foe was kind of like, you know, well, I didn't want to be here anyway. You always mistreated me or some shit like that. You know, like I don't know. I'm just guessing things, but that basically pretty much confirms that Foe is a little cheeky rat and decided to steal the engine, or, you know, parts from a Yoyota, and they're like, I'm gonna make my own shit. and I'm gonna make my own thing. And then they're like, no, like they just found out, they found out that they stole tech from their own tank, which is, let me remind you, this is Yoyoda and Foe. So Foe was just like, over time, the more tech that they stole, the more things that led up to this. So I have a feeling their only reason that in that Vanguard trailer that they started fighting was a clear sign that that's a clear war that's happening between both companies, which is Black Aegis and Yoyoda. But you might be asking yourself, what about PHM's company? What about Pater? What about them? I think, in my personal opinion, they're staying neutral. Because, and like, especially, you have to think about it in real wars as well. Some countries will stay neutral until they need to be dragged into it, such as the Americans in like World War II and shit. They didn't want to fight the war, but until they got pushed enough to do it. Or no, it wasn't the Americans, it was the British or something like that. It was the British or whatever country it was in World War II. They didn't want to fight, and then they finally got fed up with what they're doing because I think something got triggered. I need to look back at my World War II history, but what if it was that same exact example? The more that the war keeps happening behind closed doors, is the more that more companies are going to be going in. Because PHM, if you haven't noticed, PHM stuff is all long range artillery. It's all long range. Pater's is focused on light vehicles, as we can clearly tell by the Vampire. The Vampire is a very mobile, capable, and surprisingly tanky kind of vehicle. But it's extremely fast and highly reliable. But it also has a lot of great features. Because, for example, like in this game, I know they can't really code if the track gets broken. All tracks get broken. But what if Pater is taking their time and sitting there at their desk and is like, what would be a great tank? What would be a tank that is light, fast, somewhat armored, and a great cannon? I know. Just makes the fucking Vampire out of thin air. But some people are like, 4 tracks is impractical. You're right, it's absolutely impractical. I don't know what I was thinking. But hear me out. This is a fantasy world. It isn't real. But if we look back at the Object 292 or the Object 279, it has 4 tracks, but it was also meant for different terrain. 4 tracks can help you get out of different terrain pretty easily. So what if one track were to break? They can still rely on their 3 tracks. What if the more tracks that got broken, the more that they can rely on? So, which is a default to Black Aegis and Yoyoda. They only rely on 1 track. So if 1 track gets destroyed, it's fucked. It's completely over for them. The Pearl Harbor attack. Thank you. Pearl Harbor attack. Thank you very much. Hey, what's good? How are you, mate? I'm doing pretty good, twin. I do like the idea of mercenary teams fighting for the highest player. That's literally what every single PCM or PMC has to do. Yeah, that is true. But think about it, We have to think big about it, because, hold on, let me even pull up the Vampire, and we'll pull up the Object. Why am I doing this on this loadout? Fucking up my own loadout. Because that's the loadout I actually use for grinding, okay? Okay, there we go. Preset, okay? So we're going to pull out the Vampire. You see how it has the 2 tracks, right? So if 1 track gets broken, they can rely on another one. Great suspension, somewhat decent armor, because if we go... I don't have the original Vampire, so you're just going to have to bear with me. Ew, I don't like how that sticks out. Nah, it's whatever. But remember, this is the upgraded variant. So what if Pater is doing their own testing and is like, They're like thinking with their big brain, okay? So they like, for example, what if they're looking at this thing that's sitting in their garage and Pater is like, looks at the vampire, looks at the Object 292. What if we put Soviet engineering with this to create it lighter and better? You know, what if they're trying to counter any possible likelihood of not getting killed? You know, what if they're actually trying to study on like Black Aegis? Because Black Aegis is just stealing tech theoretically. But the more tech they steal, the more that they can develop to counter, you know, obviously, the Yo-Yodas. Because Yo-Yoda, like I said, and Black Aegis are currently going to war. So, what if PHM is decided to stay in the back line and be an artillery? You know, I don't really know who they would be supporting, to be honest. I think PHM would be supporting, you know, Yoda, due to how their futuristic designs are. And how some of their tech look oddly similar. But I don't know. That's just my opinion. One of y'all can, like, disagree about it or some shit. But, like, remember, you gotta think about it. Pater could be helping Foe, which is Angelo, Conspicuous Foe, you know, the developer, you know. You gotta, but anyway, can't keep getting sidetracked, you know. And then recently, we got the APCs. Wait, I just realized something. PHM did make a tank. PHM did make a tank. I just noticed that. PHM made a fucking tank. I just noticed that. And I know exactly what it is. I know what it is. It's the fucking contender. Hold on. The contender. Where is it? Where the hell is that contender? It used to be in this. It used to be a recovery vehicle right here. I don't have the contender. You gotta remember, I still gotta do grinding. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I already have that. Get out of here, creature. Where the fuck is the contender? Where's the contender? Wait, is the contender gone? No, that's the... Oh, here it is. I was so stupid. So hold on. If you go through this contender picture, it says their company. I don't know how to pronounce that, so... You know, you just have to take it with a grain of salt. But tell me how that the contender looks awfully like some of Yoyoda's designs. Because it looks futuristic, for one. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to clearly say it. PHM K14 Contender Line and K15 Mirage. Are you looking for any stream visuals? Yeah, pretty much. I love visuals. Isn't Nano also PHM? Yeah, I think so. It is. I think it is. Also, who is this Samio X person? I've never seen them before. Never seen them before. How many subscribers do they got? Oh, geez, they only got 3 subs. For business, you got a whole bunch of Twitter links. Twitch, all right. Good job, bro. Congratulations, twin. But anyway, so think about it. I honestly strongly believe that PHM is helping Yoyoda due to their futuristic designs. And if we go to their current dev... Oh, by the way, if you're in the CTS Discord, make sure you go check it out, okay? You gotta go check it out, twins. Check it out. Alright? Check it out. You gotta remember this, okay? Check it out. So let's go to the CTS Discord. Let's go to announcements. Let's scroll up a bit. Okay. We're gonna go up. Keep scrolling up. Right now, it's not fucking announcements. I'm retarded. Go to development. Development. You scroll up a bit, okay? Riot control. So, PHM recently just leaked a contender recovery vehicle. I don't really care about some of your stuff. I'm not even gonna hold you. Can't even hold you, twin. I'm currently trying to explain something. If you want to, you can DM me on Discord, and you can better figure that out yourself. I'm trying to fucking find these pictures. Where are they? There's another one. Oh, I found it. Okay, here it is. So there's another recovery vehicle. There's two of them. There's one with a crane, and there's one with riot control. Okay? Let's think about it, chat. Let's think about it, twins. Okay? Let's all think about it. Let's all think about it. Yeah, it's pretty much just a contender A1. It's a contender A1 with this. Alright? It's a contender A1 with that. So what if they made those vehicles to pretty much counter foe and PHM, or no, not foes, but Pater's vehicles, okay? We gotta remember that. So then let's go back to, I also had the combat version of the CARV. So let's go to the CARV Yoyoda. Look at it. What if they got inspired, but since they're working together, what if they're working together to create their own recovery vehicles, because Foe hasn't made one, and Pater hasn't made one. So what if the war that's currently going on is still going on? You know, we gotta think about that. But then some of y'all are like, well, what about Rudy? What about Rudy? I don't care. I don't think Rudy's gonna be a part of this war until I see further proof, because I rarely see any of Rudy's tanks. So we kind of just have to go off of what we know of right now. I'm not saying that Rudy's a bad developer. No. I just don't see enough proof. I haven't even seen any trailer that he's in of the contender, by the way. I don't think I have, at least. And I rarely see anything about Rudy. I honestly think Rudy is a genuine neutral person. I think they're just making tanks to, you know, make tanks to develop. Because, you know, all of their friends are doing it, aka all of their enemies and all of their other friends. So what if they're like, maybe I should put my skill to creating tanks? And then there you go, you get the fucking CDS, or the Fulcrum, and shit like that. So, I don't think that they're a part of this war, although if I find out any more information, I'll let you know. And I'll probably put in like my Discord server. By the way, I will put the Discord server link in here right now, because I know like some of y'all want to join. By the way, come say hello, make sure you read the rules, you know, just read the rules, and I don't want to punish anyone. Alright? Cool, be cool. Alright. Now Rudy is just doing their own shit, building 200 AFG platforms. Yeah, I honestly think Rudy is literally just doing their own thing. Rudy is just getting funding from all of this. They're like, they have so much money, so they're like, shit, man. You know what I can do? I'm gonna do something that no one else has ever done, and it's gonna be like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make a whole bunch of shit. And I'm gonna see what's gonna happen. Well, I'm just gonna watch and see what happens. Also, their company budget is like $2.50. Whose? I'm sorry, Rudy's? Because if it's Rudy's, I'm gonna like I'm gonna laugh my ass off. Look, that's actually gonna be kind of funny. Not gonna lie. Because technically, if Rudy has $2.50, I mean, Jesus Christ, they're making an AFG. I don't have any AFGs, by the way. I don't have like anything cool, so you gotta remember that, twins. I don't have anything cool. When is the dailies reset? 3 hours. Shit. Fuck me then. I should definitely start grinding after this. But let's go to the AFG. Alright. Let's go to AFG. Okay? So, we have the AFG here, right? So imagine using $2.50 to make this hunk of junk. You know, that's kind of fucking wild. I'm not gonna hold you. That's like insane, dude. I'm not even gonna hold you. For lore wise, $2.50 can get you this. Like, like Jesus Christ, bro. It's like absolutely insane. Okay, I just got DM'd from someone and they said do not leak anything. Okay. I can't say what they said, but hold on, okay? $2.50, okay? We gotta think about it. In this economy, you know, $2.50 can get you that. But in this economy that we're in, you can get that. Okay, so we gotta think about it here. We gotta think big brain, all right? We gotta think big. We gotta think here. All right? So, what if, you know, I honestly just think Rudy is just being dumb. Rudy's just being dumb. They're just being funny. They're being goofy. You know, they're just being dumb. But with the war that's happening with Black Aegis and Yoyoda, what if they're going to be entering the ring soon? And what if I don't know who they're going to be fighting for, but if I had to take my guess, I would have to be Foe. Because Foe has Pater on their side, at least I think, but it could be the other way around. I don't know. But Foe has Pater on their side, in my theory. So if they get another ally, because let me remind you, Yoyoda has PHM. PHM has artillery and, you know, futuristic shit. Wait. But Pater... Wait, no, not Pater, but PHM also has APS systems that look awfully a lot like Yoyoda's. We're on to something. We're on to something here. We're on to something. Okay? We gotta think about that. PHM's is like that. Alright? So, that's why I think PHM is gonna be on the side of Yoyochi. So, you gotta remember that. So once they're on that side, if you're hearing a fan in the background, hold on. I just noticed people keep complaining about this fan in the background. Let me remind you, my PC gets extremely hot. Having an expensive PC is a downfall. I'm gonna be honest, because you need to get a better cooling system, and I need to get a custom built cooling water cooler type fucking bullshit. Why did I get sent? Why did I get sent something? Top Hat Industries' next company lore. You know what, chat? That actually has something to do with it. I thought the experimental gun was for the K2. No, the experimental gun's not for the K2. I don't think it is. The K2 is a North Korean tank. It's not like anything to do with the lore. Who just sent? Okay, I just got sent something from Foe. What is this? It's a downloaded file. What the hell? What? What is this? Wait. I just got sent something. Hold on. I just got sent something from the Foe that has something to do with it's a personal filing report. I don't know if I can leak this, so hold on. I'm gonna ask. Hold on. I don't know if I can leak this, but it's a what the fuck? Wait, it actually explains what it was meant for. Yo! Wait, then that means they're watching. Shit. So that means that my cover has been blown. But no, in all seriousness though, if Top Hat were to join the ring, theoretically... Oh damn, I'm on thin ice, they just said. I'm on thin ice, they just said. Never mind, I can't leak it, twin. Shit. Fuck. Who? Never mind. We can't. Whoa. I don't want to get held by gunpoint by Pater, you know? So, anyway, go task manager. Bro, I can't fix my Discord. My Discord's down right now. You gotta give me a second. But, anyway, remember. So, if Top Hat were to somehow join the war, because Top Hat is currently developing a helicopter in Blender. But in their lore, if they were to join, you know who they're going on? That side. That thing right there. Because if they go on that side, let me remind you, I honestly think the futuristic stuff is going with Yoyoda. Because, you know, Yoyoda shit is just futuristic in general. So it would make logical sense and common sense. But I don't know. So, you know, there's that lore. However, there is one thing that I have not been explaining this whole entire stream about this lore, and that is the CEO. The CEO has been extremely secretive recently, and for good reason. So if we go back to Armored Dawn, or I think it's Armored Dawn or Last Resort, something like that. If we go back to Last Dawn, or like, I'm about to. There's too much information that's flooding in my mind, okay? But if we go to Last Resort, so everyone knows, for every OG, from the garage, if you go to Joe's shack, there was this little house on the side, and it would just have a whole bunch of random memes and everything. But if you go behind the desk, the CEO would be holding a bloody knife, which didn't make sense at all. Which I saw it the first time, and I was like, that really doesn't mean anything. But what if it does mean something? What if it means a lot more than you think? Because every single time, I don't know, I've caught him before. I've caught the CEO before. The CEO has been staring at the... I didn't expect that to be right there. But I've caught the CEO staring at the Glaggle. What if the CEO is the mastermind behind all of this? What if the CEO is the mastermind behind all of this? We do not know it of any Top Hats company. Okay, chat, we cannot leak it. We cannot leak it. We cannot leak it. We cannot leak it whatsoever. He knows you. Quit him out. He doesn't know what you share. Oh my god, why are they making me decide? No! Bro, in my DMs currently that's happening, Pater is currently DMing me and Foes. What side do I choose? Because this could be the difference between life and death. What if I've been wrong this whole time? Remember, chat, let's bring the chalkboard. So let's erase everything down. What if... You know what? No, we're not doing that. Because if I do, I'm going to get killed. Never mind. But anyway. The main factor is that the CEO has been the mastermind behind all of this. And why do I say that? The bloody knife, the memes that he shows, but there's a tank that not a lot of people know about in the crates that doesn't really make sense. Let's go to it, shall we? Fuck me. Get this thing out of here. The Track Duro. Not a lot of people were just thinking, oh, it's just this, the Centuro with tracks. No, 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 no. No. No, that's not it at all. It's completely different. What? Pick a side without knowing enough could enforce consequences. It could. Because theoretically, does that mean they want me to join the war? Because I will gladly, but the thing is, who do I choose? My favorite developers? Or do I choose the enemy side? Who do I choose, chat? Who do I choose? The allies, or the ones that have the best tanks? Let's think. We'll think about that later. All right, we'll think about it later. But Black Ages corporate. What the fuck? What do they mean by that? I don't even know if I should leak this. So keep freaking me out. Here's my work. Okay. Hold on. Join Black Ages and Bunnies and Yoyoda for Among Us. Ooh, you're onto something, fine. But anyway, back to the lore explaining. This tank is not a normal vehicle. Who's in here? The CEO. But with the ammo being gold bars. What if the CEO is, you know, because I honestly think that every developer in here works for the CEO. Well, what if the CEO is stealing money from other things to keep everyone fed and keep everyone funded, okay? We gotta think about that, all right? We gotta think. We gotta think with our brains here. We gotta think big We're gonna think hard. All right? To think. So what if this vehicle is a clear sign that this guy might not be a good guy? Because also, there's a lot of little hints that has been hinted over the years of this game that I've been playing. I've been playing for a little while. But he has been noticed watching the Glaggle, or that little crystal ball in there, that I honestly think is going to be a catastrophic event once it breaks out. Because as you can see, it's getting more cracked. So that. But if we go to here, he's classed as an SCP. So does this mean that he's more powerful, or some people found out about his, power, and they realized how dangerous he was, and he was like, or they were like, I think that this guy's too powerful, and they put him in there. Because what if someone's finding out about him, while on the other hand, Pater, Foe, Yoda, and PHM are currently going to war, while this guy has something planned? What if he has something planned? And what if Rudy has another plan? What if they have a plan? They have a plan, and I know they do. But, it's just a video game, so. But I always like to analyze video games, especially from Titanfall. Any little lore that I find in any game, I will always try to figure out more. The longer that I play, the more that I notice little hints that be hinted around the map. And including one of them, and I mean one of them, is a new company that's coming out very soon. And I have a feeling that they're going to turn the tides of this war. Which, I already leaked it in one of my shorts, which is, it says, ready to face any foe. Foe. What does that say? Foe. The developer, Angelo. So what if, alright, what if Angelo is going to be facing a new enemy soon? And that basically might confirm that Rudy is going to be on our team, while it says ready to face any foe is the new company. They don't know about it, but of course in development, we always get leaked of it because, they like to spoil us. But what if you think about it in a lore perspective? Ready to face any foe. I have to see what it's called. Give me a second. I'll pull it up. I'll pull up, like, the picture or something. Why am I getting spammed? Hold on, let's go to development. I swear to God, if they delete it, they know that I'm leaking shit. I'm on to you. I'm on to you. Where is it? Where the fuck is it? Where is it? Where is it? Here it is. Tow system. Ready to face. Ready for any foe by Ver. What if Ver is gonna be joining the war? No way! The big brain thing, okay? This is what I've been hinting at this whole fucking stream. Is this. Ready for any foe. And you can clearly tell. Why am I not showing it? Hold on. I'll get it for y'all. Jesus. I cannot breathe. Fix your Discord. Shut up, bro. Fix your Discord. Don't spam my shit. I'm going to fix it whenever I want to fix it. Give me a second. I'm on to something. I'm on to something big, ma. CEO's power is manipulation and fraud. I wouldn't be surprised. The Q Labs has hover tanks and full developed railguns. I forgot about Q Labs. Holy sh! I forgot about Q Labs. Hold on. Who is the owner of Q Labs? Who is the owner? Because now I don't know that. Q Labs. Hold on. Where are you? Who made Q Labs? PHM. What was I expecting? So that means PHM is definitely an enemy, 100%. Because if they're making this to counter, or they could be on the ally side. I don't know. Wait. I never noticed this. I just noticed this. It has a CEO symbol. Hold on. Does the CEO have favoritism? I don't know who you are. Get away from me. I don't know. Wait. Hold on. Does this mean... Oh, no, it does not say. It's not owned by the CEO. Shut up. It's not owned by the CEO. No, it's not. No, no, no. It says this. And it's in blue. If we go to the Discord server, who's in it? PHM. PHM. I'm on you, your bitch ass. Because, well, Q of Kulop. I hate how you make sense. I hate how you make sense. I do. I hate how you make sense. But PHM, alright? PHM Q Labs. What if they're trying to make their own tanks to dominate like Yoyoda? Alright, that's just my theory. But the CEO might have favoritism here. The CEO might not be a good guy at all. He might be an enemy. Alright. We're all gonna think about that, alright? We're all gonna think about it. This just doesn't explain the, the whole SCP thing, but we'll think about that. All of these vehicles as well. I personally wanted this thing to come into the game. Never did. Kind of sad about it, but it's alright. These, however, are all Rudy's vehicles, but they honestly look like vehicles that could counter Yoyoda. This vehicle, I don't know what the hell it could counter. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what it can counter. PHM and Q Labs could still be separate entities. Yes, it could be. Entirely could be. But these vehicles could all be fighting something. Something for every new opponent. This one, I don't know, planes. This one to go over water. This one to destroy Spectre? What? I think it's a moderator's name. I don't know. This has something to do with it. I don't know what it could be for. This is obviously to defeat Yoyoda's. Or possibly Yoyoda's helicopter. Because if we look through the tournament, I actually did see through the tournament because I'm in this winter event clan thingy. Why is it black screen? Oh, that's because I'm sorry. Hold on, I'm going to pull up this window capture for later. Fuck. I broke something. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. Okay, hold on. Chat, I know, you're mad right now, it's okay. Okay? I promise you, I'm trying to look for it. It's okay, it's all over soon. It's okay? Just gotta calm down, alright? Calm down, friends. It's okay. I'll feed you more lore. Just give me a second. Did I not download it? I'm gonna lose my mind if I didn't. Well, that's PMO. Let me go get it. Sorry, chat. Let me go get it. Jesus Christ. Why do I do this? Like, why? Never mind. I do have it. Screw you. I have it. Here it is. We're gonna keep this in mind, alright? Ready for any foe. To defeat foe, alright? Literally to defeat foe. New enemy right here, alright? That's all I have to say. But with this, I was recently leaked, and if you also go, it's publicly, it doesn't really matter. It's publicly. It's by Zeno, so it doesn't matter. But if we go into the roster lineup, we can clearly see Yoyoda has a helicopter. Yoyoda has a helicopter. So what if, none of the other companies do besides... Wait, no, PHM also has an A10. Because PHM's in the A10, I think. I think PHM's in the A10. I think. I don't know. I think so. I think. I think. I don't know. I haven't really seen the A10 up in person. So, you gotta remember that. But anyway, with that, what if Rudy is definitely going to be on the ally side? And what if they're using that system as a prototype to destroy Yoyoda's helicopter and the A10? Think about it. Pater hasn't made one, and Foe hasn't made one. But what if PHM is studying their opponents over time? Garshnok is the A10. Oh, okay. Fix your Discord. I'll do it in a moment, god damn it. I'll do it in a moment. Jesus Christ. Why is Pater saying I'm on thin ice? What did I do? Who should I join? Bro, I'm so confused. Anyway, we're gonna look at the thing that they sent. Why not now? Because I'm talking! Anyway, so we have those. Okay, we gotta think about it, alright? This system is meant to counter any enemies in the air. Alright? The last one? It's a field artillery system, which is what PHM likes to use. Alright? What the hell is this? Yo! Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I just asked Pater, why am I on thin ice? Yo. Yo. Hold on. I think I just got leaked something that is going to change the game as we know it. Or technically the war. If this is his creation, they might stand a fighting chance. Oh my god, I'm getting chills down my spine. This right here is a beautiful machine. This is what can win the war, I promise you. Nah, it won't. But it is cool. This is extremely cool. This is awesome. W Pater. W Pater. But anyway, back to the field artillery system. This fucking demon. Why is it? I don't even know. But this could be a counter to PHM's artillery systems. Okay? This could be the final counter. So what I'm thinking is, where's Rudy? Rudy? Where you at, Rudy? Rudy, where you at? I physically can't leak it, twin. I'm sorry. I literally got DM'd by Pater that I'm on thin ice, pal. I don't know what else you want me to do. Hold on. Right here. Alright? Let's think. Wait, they actually have a book. Contrain's secret book. Wait. What if all the secrets that he has right here... What if... Like, what if he has that this whole time? Wait, what? Leak it? Whoa, 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 whoa! What am I getting out of this? What am I getting out of this? Bro, I'm gonna get held at gunpoint! No! I'm good, twin! I'm good! I'm gonna get held at gunpoint! Okay, but anyway. This right here is the secrets that they've been watching. What if... So let's think about it like this. So you know from how Transformers... I don't know if anyone watched Transformers as a kid, but I watched the Bayverse as a child. But you would always see little hints of like these government agents always watching from a distance. And some people are going to be like, don't they do that in Skibbity Toilet? Like with the Fook Boom? Yes, they do, alright? But I'm not going to talk about that. Alright? This right here, what if they're watching in the shadows? Through every war, through every single thing. What if they're sneaking in bases? And what if they're writing down all the info that they can get before getting caught? What if Rudy is secretly writing everything down? What if Rudy is writing down any little thing that they can find to destroy any foe? I don't think that Ver is personally quoting that, but it could be leading to something, you know? Could be leading to something. This little creature, on the other hand, could be finding something that's extremely important. So what if the book that they have in there, and what if at night, whenever all the developers go me, she currently walks in here and decides to throw her keys down and turns on the lights in this little, you know, this little research bay, and they decide to, do they have a chair somewhere? No, we'll just pretend that there's a chair here, okay? So they scoot over here, sit down, and look at all of their blueprints, and they look at all the books, every single picture around here, and then they look at the billboard, and then they have like a Polaroid or some shit. They have like a Polaroid. All right? They have a Polaroid picture, all right? So they have a Polaroid, and they put all of the pictures of every single foe that they find in a garage. So then they're like, you know, I'm gonna make something. Scoots over here, looks at the blueprint, starts to draw something, and then, you know, we get the and then we get this. All different vehicles to counter any foe. All right? What if they made all of these vehicles to destroy any vehicle that comes in their way? Every single vehicle is made from some sort of scenario. This thing, a multi-role universal 6.6 carrier. It's a universal, okay? So it can be used as a carry truck, missile tube thing, an amphibious vehicle to get through water. I don't know what that could be. Anti-air system, and artillery system. What if they're studying little by little to destroy any tank? That's the map hat theory. Okay, I am the map hat of CTS apparently. So here's the conclusion. The glabble or the glaggle in that little crystal ball, I don't know what it is. So we'll just have to, you know, think about it. I honestly think it's extremely powerful, and it's a little demon that sits in a ball and inside of a crystal thing, and it spins every time, and the more powerful that it gets, or someone... Wait, now it makes me wonder, if the CEO's watching it, theoretically, what if secretly he sneaks in there while all of the developers are talking or having coffee or something, and he's like, here you go, my child, let's make you more powerful. So what if he feeds it some sort of energy that's making it so strong for it to crack? And over time, whenever it cracks, it's over. What if a catastrophic event like in Fortnite will happen? Like, you know, we just have to think about that. That's my theory on that Glagwell. CEO, definitely not a good guy. Pater, friendly. Foe, friendly. Rudy, friendly. Yoyota, not friendly. PHM, not friendly. And including the new tow system, not friendly. Okay? Those are my theories. Alright? PHM being an alien, Foe being no longer a bunny, which hurts me. Pater being a schoolgirl that decided to, you know, use all their money to go travel to the junkyard and go build the Vampire M prototype. Rudy being a scientist. Yoyota being a preacher. And then they're like, I'm gonna start building my own tanks. And then the new opponent, the tow system, aka Ver, which is not in game yet. I don't think they are. I have no idea. But, you know, there's that. So that's basically all of my theories. If I let, I'll try to find out any more that I can. If I can't, I can't. Wait, what? Yoyota turned everyone into figurines, put them on the map. Like a technique. Yoyota is a murderer. Wait, what? Wait. Fuck, I don't even know if I can... I'm gonna regret all of this, but I don't know if I should turn on my Discord, and I should just stream what I'm getting DM'd. If I should just stream what I'm getting DM'd. Alright. or to stream when I'm getting DM'd. You know what? No. We can't. Yo, what toaster are you using for a mic? It sounds fire. Yeah, I know this mic's going out. I'm sorry. This mic's going out, so just gonna have to deal with it. I'm sorry. Don't worry, we'll be getting a new mic eventually, so just Jesus Christ. Fucking stop complaining. Looks like an AA to the MVLS can be a cruiser missile. Keep in mind that you're saying friendly and not friendly, which sounds like you're taking a side. I'm not taking a side. Okay? I can't really say anything because there's developers watching. Specifically Pater and Foe. Foe and Pater are watching. I gotta be careful. Okay? If I say one wrong thing, Pater's gonna be calling me at night and he's gonna be like, you know what, sit in the seat. And I'm gonna be like, what did I do? They're just gonna be like, you know what you did. Pulls out a fucking tablet. It's gonna be my stream. You see what you did? I was like, that's not me. That's not me, twin. It was Zeno. Yeah, it was Zeno. And he's like, He's gonna point a gun at me and he's gonna be like, tell me everything you know. What side are you taking? I'm like, I'm not taking any side. You know, it's just gonna be some bullshit like that's gonna happen, twin. All right. I can't really say a side. I'm not picking a side, all right? I'm not picking a side. Maybe I'm picking a side. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. But no. The real factor is that there's things in this game. Lies, all lies. Nah, they're not lies. Shut up, bro. See, but the thing is that there's all different things that happen in this game. Some people are like, it's just a game. No. What I think is that I sit here at night drinking a coffee, and I sit here and I study through every single update. Every single update, I sit here and I notice key details that lead all into this stream about the lore. There's something that we can't understand that I would love to be a part of, which I might sign a contract to be a part of this war. No idea. But I can't make tanks. I can only give them good ideas. I'm a spy, you know? I'm a spy. I can watch things. I can see things that no one else can understand. You know? So, that's all I can really say. Now, let's get on to the things that I got leaked. So, apparently, Foe just DM'd me and said is that Yoda turned everyone into figurines, put them on the map like a technique. I don't know. I'm gonna have to put this in Google Translate. I suck at English. Yoda is a murderer. Okay? And then he kept doing hashtag all eyes on Yoda. Wait. Is he leaking something? Hold on. I can make tanks for you, bro. Top Hat, if you do that, Top Hat needs to be a developer, chat. Spam Top Hat needs to be a developer, and Fozzy, don't. I was joking. Don't actually do it. I don't want to be the cause of another problem that happens. Cut the devs some slack, alright? Please. They need a bit of rest. You know? Let them do their own thing. Just be Italy and switch sides at the end of the war. That's crazy, dude. Yo, that's Black Ages propaganda. Okay, but anyway, Foe is currently just saying all eyes on Yoda, and then they leaked a Black Ages corporate PDR, and it currently says post-installation failure report. Use this report for instant post-installation, including details of injuries, deaths, and deployment failure or quality control failure. Reports should be completed within 24 hours of the event. Name blacked out, first name blacked out, but this was in on the 29th of the 8th, 2025. That's not a real date, by the way, so keep that in mind, though. Keep that in mind, all right? We're going to talk about the actual thing now. It's time to start talking. CEO will be of an importance soon. So I also just got DM'd by Pater. CEO will be a little importance, or a little bit of an importance soon. No, bro. I can't. The main developers that I actually like, which is Pater, Foe, and now Zeno, is telling me trust no one. What the fuck? Bro, I'm gonna tweak! What the fuck? Bro, this is like a dream come true. You don't understand. Is it trust no one? What? Bro. Get this guy out of here. No. What does this mean? This is a leak for something. I know it is. Fuck, now I'm gonna have to sit here and I'm gonna be like Map Hat that's gonna stay up all night and it's gonna be like must find out more. Like, dude, what does it mean? What the fuck does it mean? Trust no one. There's something here. Alright, anyway, let's keep looking through it. Location, point beta. BLLTXTR3R BLEP. Wait, what? BLEP? Yo-Yo killed Foe. Trust no one. Wait. Hold on. I just noticed something. So, you know how I said, and I keep begging, for Foe's OC to be a bunny again? But they said Yo-Yo killed Foe. What if this isn't Foe? But what if the bunny that we once knew, this one killed, and they're trying to hide it somewhere? Because we all know what Foe is. I even have them friended on Roblox, which is a bunny. Alright? This is their original OC. But I honestly thought they changed OC. But if you think about it, that doesn't look anything like Foe's colors. Nothing. It looks like Yo-Yoda colors. But this is a clear sign that gave it away. This is a clear sign that gave it away. This is a clear sign that I didn't notice. This isn't Foe. This is not Foe. This is the new person. Foe is gone. I gotta take a deep breath for a second. So, hold on. What if my main theory is that Foe died in that Vanguard episode, or in that Vanguard leak? Because in Vanguard, or that Vanguard trailer, we saw Foe's threat detector go off. And then the round went in and destroyed it. What if that was a clear visual of Yo-Yoda killing Foe, ending the war, at least quote unquote ending the war? But what if it nearly just begun? What if that the war just started? What if this is the actual conflict of CTS? Boom. I'm Map Hat. Put a top hat on me and call me Map Hat. There you go. I'm going to change my name to Map Hat of CTS. There you go, twins. That right there is the final Band-Aid. That is the Band-Aid that we just ripped off. So 3 people just told me don't trust anyone. But people keep saying, which I'm saying 3 people that I care about very much. Pater, Angelo, and Zeno. The main 3 that I even have plushies of, which I don't know where Zeno... Where's the Zeno plushie at, speaking of which? Where's that? You know, the 3 developers that I like, surely enough, is hinting something. They're hinting something. And then I got DM'd from Foe. Don't trust anyone. Yo-Yo killed Foe. This basically just cleared my mind. This isn't Foe. Sorry to tell you, Foe's dead. This is the new commander, I guess, of Black Ages. You creature. I'm on to you. I think I should join the side of Black Ages. I think I should. Who's friend requesting me, bro? What? Consider yourself on the list. I'm done. Why am I getting developed by developers? This isn't what I asked for. I'm gonna go outside, bro. So now, we just got confirmed that Yoyochi just DM'd me and said that consider yourself on the list. Well, we're cooked. We're cooked. We're genuinely cooked. Wait, then why did... Oh, I gotta think this all through again, bro. I gotta think it all through again. So, hold on. Patura said that you're on thin ice. Does that mean Patura's an enemy? Or does that mean Patura's like, shh, the enemies are watching us? We gotta be careful, twin. You know, they're like, what if... Like, there's so many questions that don't have answers that I need to look through. Consider yourself on the list. What do you mean? Don't upset the devs now. They're very rude. That's very rude. I'm not upsetting them. If anything, I'm on their side. Well, hold on. I think I just revealed myself. Hold on. Well, I meant to say is that I'm not on any side. I'm not on any side, alright? Not on no one's side, alright? So... Pater told me something I just can't leak this message. You were not to leak any of it. You're on thin ice. Oh, that's what they meant. Okay, so the message that they told me is that whenever I was on the lore of something, or something like that, I can't remember. They just said I'm not allowed to leak the message, okay? But then they showed me, I don't know if I can leak these two images. I don't know if I can. And they just keep saying, trust no one. Trust no one. Trust no one. What the fuck? Are they trying to distract me from reading this fucking picture that I have? Hold on, let me read it to y'all. I'm sorry. I'm slide tracking. Okay, anyway, background analysis. The XT3R Life Extension Program, LEP, was developed by Black Aegis Defense System to field a light mobile armored vehicle while increasing crew survivability. The platform sharing the light armored chassis of the XT3R. Is this actually about to tell me something about the lore? Why did they just have this store? Have they been waiting for someone to find out the lore? Of course it has to be me. Of course. Where is YouTube at? Okay, you know what? I'm gonna read this off to y'all, because this is the only thing I can show. I think I can show it. I actually feel, if I can't show this, I'm gonna feel very bad, because I actually do respect these devs. You know, I don't wanna, go against them. Wait, I can't! No! Yo, Yoda's watching chat. Oh, well, we're fucked anyway. The defense improvement really relied on the active protection system over passive armor protection as means to save any way internal design reviews highlighted concern over protection and reliability. Did they focus? We're just gonna keep reading it. We're gonna keep reading it. No opinion set. We're gonna keep reading it. Okay? Keep reading it. That means to save any way concern over product. Emphasizing the concern over ammunition safety. System failures can be tracked by the XTPR Expeditionary Wait, that's my favorite tank! In the whole game, the Expeditionary. I was literally trying to get some art of it. The Expeditionary is literally my favorite vehicle. Wait a minute. Is the XTPR Black Aegis? But it looks nothing like Black Aegis. I actually didn't know that. That's actually pretty interesting. It's Black Aegis. Huh. What do you know? That's Black Aegis. That's surprising, honestly. That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I like that. I might need to join Black Aegis' side. I might need to join Black Aegis. I'm not gonna lie. Can't. Why is this 2 colors? What the fuck? What did I do? There we go. There's a bit broad. All right. Anyway, XTPR program, which is similar generation of APS system, were shown to have poor reliability systems. Yeah, I can honestly agree with this. I've been trying to use this vehicle in a video. I literally had the APS work in tier 8. That was literally the only time that it ever worked. Whenever I recorded the E100 video, I accidentally pulled this thing out. And I was like, you know what, we're just going to have fun with it. The APS finally worked. It actually finally worked, which is the first time I've had this APS system work. So it's a clear sign that this thing is something a part of the lore, and I just never noticed it, so that's my fault. Let's keep reading. Let's keep reading. I'm gonna text Foe something. And it's gonna be the game changer. It's gonna be the game changer. I wanna join Black Aegis. He's gonna be like, nah, you can't join Black Aegis. You're a spy now. You're the basement guy. Anyway, let's keep reading this. I'm actually really curious of what this is. So has poor reliability. System revelation was deemed unnecessary to upper management, and the system was not significantly reworked while applied to the XT3R LEP program. System failure sequences. There's actual sequence. What the hell? What the fuck? What is that? What is this? They just said, I don't even know if I can leak the shit that they're showing me. Bro, I'm gonna get so cooked after this stream, dude. After this stream, they're gonna be like, alright, can we call you? And I'm gonna be like, why? I swear to God, if the developers call me, I'm gonna like scream in joy. Probably won't happen. I swear to God, at this rate. It uses the same name and certification as the other Black Aegis vehicle. Wait, it does! Oh my God, Green, you're onto something. Holy shit, you're onto something. You're onto something. You're onto something. I didn't even notice that either. So that basically confirms. So anything that has the XT name in it is Black Aegis. Yoyoda. Anything that has Yoyoda in it is Yoyoda. PHM, I don't know. But this is a clear sign. So yeah, that actually is something. Okay, anyway, let's keep reading it. Bravo was engaged while on the patrol re-engagement. Laser warning system activated. Crew was notified of the threat. Attempts to act accordingly. Active protection Active protection system launches countermeasures. Countermeasures fail to neutralize. Incoming projectile strikes the lower hull. Projectile penetration of the hull, likely killing the gunner. Wait. Is this the report from... I swear to God. This is the report. So you see how that bullet hole is right there? It hits the lower hull. Foe leaked me the report of the lore that hit the hull. I never noticed that. Whoa, that's the number K is PHM related. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Hold on, so this just, let's keep reading. Penetrating projectile caused a symptomatic detonation that slowed the ammunition to the turret and hull was destroyed. Detonation caused the fire and after post-detonation. The vehicle was confirmed destroyed by friendly elements. Crew fatalities confirmed by recovery team. So this is the aftermath of the scene that we saw, the fight. Ooh, okay. I'm starting to get invested in this lore. It's like Five Nights at Freddy's all over again, dude. Okay, hold on. Failure analyze active protection system. Hold on. So you mean to tell me that Foe was so smart to the point where she actually studied her enemies so well that they actually made active protection systems to destroy Yoyochi tanks? That's impressive. Yoyochi, you gotta level up your gang, twin. Come on, man. You gotta do better. I'm gonna state that, but we also gotta remember there's something in the works. If you haven't seen my recent leaked video, there's a Yoyoda in the background of a picture that they sent in the developer program, or the development. But thanks to, obviously, David Mouse, too. Shout out W. David Mouse. That was the key. If you highlight it just a little bit, there's a new Yoyoda in the background, which I honestly think is the Yoyoda Mark IV. Because some people were like, oh, it's just a Yoyoda Mark III, but reworked. But isn't the Yoyoda Mark III the most recent thing that just came out? It came out in, like, a couple updates ago. So it really wouldn't make sense to rework it. But at the same time, I'm not a fucking developer, so I don't know. Who's DMing me? I'm currently in the middle of an analysis. All the crew in game are dudes. Shut up, bruh. Zeno, you don't know anything. Also, Zeno, you say they're all dudes, but yet, why did you make the goon stream? Yeah, I'm on to you, bro. I'm joking. I love Xeno. Xeno's so cool. W Xeno. But anyway. Let's keep looking at this file report and let's see what happens. File, okay, so active protection system, post-analysis of the system, black box shows the count. Wait. Aren't black boxes in planes? So you mean to tell me that Foe created a black box that was meant to go in an airplane? Why is Foe thinking so much? Jesus Christ. Who is DMing me? I'm about to. Goonstream isn't canon to lore. Sure, pal. I'm on to you. I'm MapHat here. MapHat knows everything. Active, but failed to prevent impact. Wait, it failed to protect impact. So either they had a failure, or theoretically, if we go through this report, what if Yoyoda pulled out a new tank? Because some people are like, oh, it's the Mark III, but what if in lore-wise, what if they never faced the Mark III? What if they never really saw the Mark III? Maybe that's why they couldn't counter it, because the dart was going so fast for the active protection system to fail. Because if we look through this report, the analysis, and all through the report, it technically shows that the APS system is not supposed to fail. But this is also in a futuristic universe. So think about it like this. In this futuristic universe, what if they were never meant to see the Yoyoda Mark III? Because as we all know as tank players, we basically see the Yoyoda Mark III all the time. But in lore-wise, think about it like in World War II, how tigers were rarely used and rarely seen, such as panthers. Panthers were mainly somewhat common, such as panzers. However, seeing a tiger, as the American side, was extremely scary, because you rarely saw it, and they rarely had guns to destroy it, besides the M10 Wolverine. The M10 Wolverine was meant to destroy your tanks like that, such as panthers and tigers. So, why do you think that the Germans, which I'm German myself, I don't want to hear any other jokes about it, what if, because in Germany, they made, because they technically made the, what the fuck is it called? The M10 Panther, and which is actually in game. Hold on, let me show that to y'all. Let's go to the game. Let's stop that. Recorded data like audio or telemetry thing. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But here we go. For the fuck? Why'd you just turn green? When am I gonna get my own RGB color, bro? Kinda mad about that. I want RGB. I want to be rainbow. Where is it? Here it is. So the Germans made this because they were so terrified of the M10 Wolverine. So they decided to cosplay a Panther tank and decided to dress it up as this. They decided to dress it up as a Panther tank, or a M10 Wolverine as a Panther. Which actually did work, but over a while, I mean, the Americans did figure it out. Technically, also having the same insignia as your enemy is technically a war crime, but Germany at the time didn't care. But this is a perfect example of how scared and how many situations can change over time. The more that you study your enemy, the more that you notice things. So, with this report, there's a lot to think about. What if, like in World War III, or not in World War III, in World War II, how they rarely saw tigers, what if the same incident happened during this report? On a scouting mission, this is my theory, but we'll look through it back, and then we'll see if my theory is correct. So, what if in a scouting mission, they decided to think, or look at a threat, and they instantly went into battle mode? But, with the battle mode happening, what came out of the shadows was something that was never meant to be seen, or a new opponent, the Mark III Toyota, which is basically, in this example, if you go through Fury, by the way, watch the movie Fury, and you understand it plenty a lot. In Fury, there was 3 Shermans, but however, they didn't have laser warning systems, but the only thing that alerted them was the 4th Sherman that died. The 1st Sherman, they heard the whistling of the bullet, and it impacted, causing the rest of the team to be alerted. And only 1 Sherman survived out of 1 Tiger. So theoretically, if there were more foe lefts, they would have been able to destroy it. Okay, but this is just my idea. I don't know if the Toyota Mark III has been seen. I'm pretty sure they've been facing the Toyota Mark I and other vehicles of such. So, you gotta remember that, twins. Remember that. Lore time. Whose team? Black boxes are a connection to BlackRock. What the fuck is BlackRock? Is that a new company or something? I don't know what BlackRock is. I can't remember if that's like an actual company or something, but anyway. Let's see. Telemetry logs. The video analyzed shows an incomplete interception sequence failure mod by a consistent of Defiance found in the report of BAIDR 0122/B on the XTPR Expeditionary Program. Armor deficiency. The usage of light frontal armor was compromised entirely used to ensure that the base model platform could reunite its high mobility with an older engine model, reviewing the failure of shield systems which are currently vulnerable and a risk, analyzing with when APS is not present on a vehicle. Okay. Ammunition vulnerability. Ammunition stowage was located in an area in penetration zone with an effective compensation, or I'm not going to say that. I can't even try that. Location was determined factor by 100%. Okay, so these are all the reports, basically. This is the final thing at the bottom. Reliable active protection system prioritizing convincing and low cost over I ain't gonna try. Protective systems. I'm sorry, I kind of just woke up, so I'm also really bad at English sometimes, so you gotta bear with me. Effective or failure. Immediate fatalities, partially recoveries due to... Wait. Effects on the failure, immediate fatalities, partial recoveries due to the post-detonation fire. Additional notes. Remark the recovery team, Echo 1 and Echo 5. What vehicles are they using? Wait, does that mean... Ooh, that changes the whole dynamic. Because if they're using that... Does that mean Black Aegis has their own recovery vehicles? Technically? We just haven't seen them. I don't know. Big brain idea here. Big brain idea. Where detonated to open terrain and was not implemented by any environmental factors. Ammunition fires were spread and quickly as possible. The recovery team has noted a non-reactive propellant seemed to be the cause of the fire, burning hot enough to ignite the fuel tank. Remaining of the crew were largely unrecoverable due to their conditions inside the vehicle. Recovery team noticed the crew being stuck inside the vehicle after composite binding agents melted from the intense heat. What? After bro, this is actually kind of dark. I'm not gonna lie. I never thought that a tank game could have like this much insane lore. Whoa, this is cool. I like this. This is cool. After composite binding agents, internal parts were dismantled from the vehicle, recovered from analysis, along with one of the two vehicle's black boxes, which was demolished by recovery team post-recovery per company regulation standards. Conclusion: destruction of the XT3R LEP Bravo 1 was multifunctional, multi-factor failure due to engineering and design oversight. Unreliable APS system as an insulfan armor contributed greatly to the failure with the ammunition stowage design only. I'm not even exaggerating the issue. Upper management has canceled the LEP program for foreseeable future post incidents. Recommendations: improve the APS reliability and further validation of the system effect, increasing frontal armor to add further passive protection, especially to the lower hull sector. Redesigning of the ammunition storage with an additional round insulation and pressure venting. Ensure finding the earlier programs are systematically applied to the new design. Conduct retroactive designs, reviewing of the Black Aegis Light Armored program. This is the report. So, what I'm reading here is that we might be getting a new Black Aegis vehicle. Or what they're going to be doing is that they're going to be upgrading the Black Aegis vehicle over time, which is the LEP. So, from basically, if you just want a summary from that, basically the only summary that I got is that, obviously, that they had a failure with the APS system, and unfortunately, they overseed two main issues: the ammunition and the lightly armored hull. Which I honestly think that due to this report, it's a light tank. In all seriousness, it is a light tank. It was never meant to face things of its nature. It was never meant to face powerful opponents. This was a mistake that should have never happened. But I'm guessing it was also a learning curve for Black Aegis. So dudes with Black Aegis, now they're gonna have to recreate a new vehicle. That's basically what it means, because it shows that this program, because like in real life, you know how the Abrams X and the M10 Booker program always gets destroyed? Well, at least I think the Abrams X program is still alive, I don't know. But think about it like that. M10 Booker had a lot of flaws. This is the same reason. Put that in the same context. But instead of the M10 Booker, you get the faux LEP. The faux LEP was an experimental program. So, unfortunately, the program is canceled because it was found unreliable and really dangerous to use, basically. So basically, this is what this report means. By the way, thank you very much, Fo, for sending me that information. If I find out any more info, I'll try to find more. I don't know. So that's pretty much all the info that I have at the moment. There's two pictures that I have, and I want to share with y'all. I don't know if Patera, because I'm scared of getting banned about that, but, you know, they kind of did send it to me, so. I'll send y'all that for one last time. Stay online. Wait, what? Why I just get threatened to stay online for the fucking stream? I was about to shut it off. Alright then, my bad, twin. My bad, I guess. Fuck me. Alright, shit. My bad, twin. My bad. Actually, there is one last thing that I did remember. If this is the case, and if one day I become a developer, I will try to show y'all all vehicles from Yoyota's side, PMA, just all of experimental vehicles if I can. I'll try to leak them for y'all, but I doubt I'm going to become a developer or get any developer access vehicles. So, if I do, I do. If I don't, I don't. Because I actually am extremely invested in this lore, and some people are just like, it's just a Lego game. Yeah, it is, but I'm a type of person that likes to look into the lore. I'm the type of person that likes to look into things. Why? Because it's cool. Some people might be saying, just go read a book. But books are boring. Games are way more fun. And it's way more fun and interesting whenever you put lore into games, you know? That's what makes people invested. You know, that's the real gift of doing that. But there is another thing that I wanted to talk about, which has something to do with, I unfortunately hate saying it, but with this new enemy system and with this new report, what if the faux LEP system, they're running out of ideas? So what if they need help from a couple allies such as Pater or Rudy? Maybe that's why Rudy is trying to research so much so they don't have the same flaws. Because the thing is, in real life, everyone will experience flaws. And that's a part of human life. You know, that's normal. That's something that you have to deal with. You know, every human will experience flaws. So what if Rudy is trying to make sure they don't waste so much money on their flaws? Because the more flaws that they have, the more money that they spend. So what if they're trying to analysis every single possibility and take a chance on it? Every single thing, every single idea, every single, like, everything. What the fuck? Disconnected? What the hell? You have been kicked from moderation and connection terminated. What the hell? Chat, connection's terminated. No way. Wait, what? The truth needs to be spread. What the fuck is that? What is this? What is this? I just got leaked something. Hold on. I don't care about your fucking policy. I'm low-key scared. Because if I log back into the game, what does it say? It's a connection terminated. What the fuck? Hello? Hello? Is there anything changed? Hello? What the fuck? Hello? There's nothing here. What the hell? Anything? Did my inventory wipe? No, we're fine. Decor? All my shit's here. What the hell? Nah, it's probably just a mistake. You are clear to show this. The truth needs to be spread. What? Hold on. So if this is the case, ooh. Yeah, I did get silenced. Shut up, twin. Hold on. I got something new to show. Thank you, Pater, very much for letting me show this. Thank you very much. Alright. Y'all ready? Here we go. This is what I was cleared to show. This might be the connection terminated thing. So I can't really, I don't know if like, I can probably put this in Canva and I can probably try to light it up for y'all. Or I don't know how I'm going to light this picture up, but you can clearly see that there is Yoyota turning around with a sword. But look at this. There is that. Yo, did you spend your ticket today? No, I didn't. I don't have a ticket. What the fuck? What the fuck? Wait. Hold on. Did their sword move? Hold on. Let me look at you. Hold on. I'm like analyzing this real quick. That smile though. That smile is like tripping me out. PHM? Yeah, you're fine. There's nothing. So then what the hell? What just happened? Oh. Okay. I just realized something. The browser is in the way. Oh, wait. Hold on. I'm so sorry. Y'all didn't notice that. So I just logged in, right? This is what I see. But however, I honestly thought their sword moved. Wait. Their sword didn't move. I literally just looked at all of this, and then I come back, and I get DM'd by phone. They're like, did you check? Did you spend your ticket today? No, I didn't have a ticket. What is this? What is this? Oh my. Wait the fuck. What is that? That's a clear sign. This is a clear sign. Look at this. I actually didn't notice this was here the whole time. Can I get this shit out of the way? Hold on. We have an Among Us. Right next to here. Someone is sus, but if we all know, what is Yo-Yo's favorite thing? They even holded an Amongsters energy drink. They don't have it on them, is it? Where is their other OC? Is this Yo-Yo's sister? Yo-Yo. Let me see what you have. Fuck, they're not holding it anymore. Shit. They had an Amongsters energy drink, okay? Y'all just have to believe me on this, alright? They had an Amongsters energy drink, alright? Just, you gotta believe me. Yo-Yo, you murderer. Okay, hold on. Wait. We might need to get TIA in here. We might need to call the cops, you know? We don't know if this is true, okay? We can't push the gun, you know? We can't jump the gun. You know, we gotta be careful. Wasn't he lower before? Nah, whatever. So, yeah. The Glaggle. Wait, I just noticed something with Glaggle. Where is it? Glaggle? Is there more cracks on it? Wait. Is there more cracks on it? There might be more cracks on it. Hold on. I don't think so. I think I'm schizophrenic. It's okay. What the fuck? Wait, what just happened? What the hell? What in the hell? Why did the faux left just... I don't know what this thing is. Did I get DM'd anything else? So... TA squad pulling up to the roulette. Then what does this mean? Are we witnessing a live murder and then I'm gonna be the cause? What is happening, bro? Why am I getting trolled? What did I do? I just wanted to be a part of a developer team. Now I'm the fucking CIA's. I'm the investigator now. I am the lore guy. I don't like how that thing's bouncing. Now I'm wondering, is there anything else that changed? What about the maid cafe? Foe, are you in here? Imagine if I find Foe's body in here, dude. I'm gonna low-key lose it. By the way, chat, I'm still sick, so if you hear me breathing, I'm so sorry. Oh, are you in here? I came to look for you because, you know, someone took your spot. Wait. Bloodstain? Nah. Nah, I can't be. I think I'm just analyzing things too much. I haven't even looked in here at all. Is there like an Among Us? Is there an Among Us? An Among Us? That's honestly strange. That looks weird. That doesn't just look normal. Look. Oh, what the hell? Oh, that's weird. It's like, that's like ketchup splatter. It's like ketchup splatter. I don't know. What the fuck? I don't know. It's strange. Why am I getting DM'd? What do I do now? Oh boy, Zeno said he will protect you from Yo-Yo and the TIA. Oh my god, W Zeno, bro. Zeno, please, bro. I can't. I know too many secrets. I'm getting DM'd like a terror. Are you serious? Bro, why can't I just join y'all's call? What the hell? Check the office. What office? Oh, that. I'm gonna lose it, dude. Hello? Oh. Oh, hell. Wait, I can click it? Doesn't do anything. Wait. Doesn't do anything. But you. What are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here, pal. Your mother's over there. I need to go outside. Your mother's over there, pal. You're a long way from home. So that's a bit scary. So that means, wait. So if this, wait. What the fuck is me? I never noticed that. I don't think that was there before. I don't think I should be in here. I don't think I should be here. So that basically confirms that Yo-Yo is a murderer. You know, I used to love Yo-Yo until you did this, bro. The fuck is making that purring? There's nothing here. Okay. I swear to fuck. Shut up. You know what? Why did I just hear the Among... What the fuck is that? I don't know, dude. You know what? I think we need some peaceful music, chat. That's so loud. I'm sorry. So basically all that we get here is that this is a live picture of what happened to Foe, but I can't remember if Foe had the fucking white gloves. I can't remember. I haven't seen Foe's OC in like a while, honestly. Kind of miss it. Well, now we know what happened to Foe. Can you stop? Swear to God. So, wait. You wear white gloves. I have a picture of Foe. Hold on. I have a picture of Foe. Hold on. You know what? I was about to say, why don't they just put me in a DM call with Foe, Pater, and Zeno or something like that? I was about to say, why do they have to watch me through this delayed ass stream? What the fuck? It's causing me more work. Causing y'all more work, actually. I feel bad for them. Wait. No, I was tripping. Hold on. What was I gonna look at? Oh yeah, the fucking file. Let me go to my file explorer. I have a picture of Foe because I did it for the developer edit. I did it for developer edit. Where is it? 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 Screenshots. Where is Foe's glove? No, Foe had black ones. Foe had black gloves, so that's not Foe. Then who the fuck is in that picture? That company is running off. Fucking running off. Angel replaced Foe for a reason. What's the reason? Twin, come on, if you're gonna leak all this shit to me, like, at least just give me something, please. Come on, Peter, please. I need this speed. I'm joking, but now I have to analyze more. So theoretically, if they replace them for a reason, it's either because here, okay, so here, chat, I'm gonna place down my cards. You ready? These are secret cards, alright? So we have 1, 2, and 3. Pick your poison. Number 1, foe quit. Number 2, foe went missing. Number 3, foe's dead. Alright? Choose those 3 cards as you wish. Choose those 3 cards as you wish. Alright? All of those cards, I honestly think foe is dead. But there is a new outfit issue with white gloves that aren't exclusive. There was a new outfit in a suit with white gloves that aren't exclusive. So does that mean that in this picture is foe? That has to... No, that literally has to mean that's foe. There's no other... So the third card is the option. Is that foe's dead, so the only reason that, you know, this fucking disgusting creature is right here is because foe is gone. So that makes me wonder, maybe that's why they're having so many failures with their vehicles. Or maybe, just maybe, foe's gonna probably beat my ass after this stream, but hear me out. Foe maybe was the problem. Now, hold on, I'm not turning rogue, okay? I'm not turning rogue, alright? But hear me out. What if foe was so stubborn to the point where they couldn't figure out their own flaws, so they stole tech, and the only reason that Yo-Yo found out is perhaps because someone snitched? Maybe. Maybe someone snitched, I don't know. Wait. Didn't I say something about the CEO being a part of the enemy side? This basically confirms that the CEO is a good guy. Nah, twin, we're on to something. We're on to something. We're on to something. But theoretically, what if... Maybe they're gonna make Black Aegis better. Or maybe, just maybe, you... Look at those eyes. Look at those eyes. Those eyes aren't goon-worthy. Those eyes aren't goon-worthy. These eyes are the sign of a demon. I'm about to lose my mind with this wait, what? Danger. Wait. It's actually on there. It says danger. I don't know what that means. That means something. What? Among Turbine 2000. This just confirms that this was Yo-Yo's engine. Analyze the image deeper. There's more information to be found. How do I not? Can you light it up for me, Peter? I don't know, bro. What the fuck? What am I supposed to do, bro? I'm just gonna give this to David Mouse, and I'm gonna be like, David Mouse, can you light this up for me? He's like, I got you, twin. And then arc reactor, you know? Fuck, dude. There's gotta be something more. But this is basically full confirming that they stole it. Okay, so this right here is confirming that foe, my favorite What the hell? What happened to my tracks? Why are my tracks like Blender rendered? What the hell? Wait, it's not what the hell? What the hell? That's not normal. We're just gonna have to deal with it. But it says among turbine. So that means, because we all know Yoda uses a Monster's turbine engine. So that means that foe, my theory was correct. My theory is correct, bro. Oh my god, I'm map hatting this shit. This confirms that the foe Let was using technology from Yoyota, and then Yoyoshi was like, you know what? If they want to use my tech, then we'll upgrade our tech more. So now you know what that means? You know what your job is. Go steal more of it. That's your job. Now we have to analyze this image more. Alright. Chat, this is where I'm gonna have to need your help. Help me analyze this method. I'm gonna go get something to eat, dude. Danger is for the air intakes. Oh, okay. Thank you. Puma Toe has a faux model with white socks. How do you know this? Do you just stare at their socks? Creature. Where is it? We're gonna get my famous meta loadout that I made myself. So we're gonna get the ferret. And we're gonna get the toe. Look! Oh my god, we actually have the bunny model! We have the bunny model! Yes! The peak model! Shut up! They don't have white socks, you fucking liar. These are thigh highs! You... I swear to god, bro. I feel like a gooner now looking at them. I hate myself for that. Fuck you, dude. Fuck you. Fuck you, bro. But this is, look! Their gloves are black. Just don't take that out of context, alright? This picture is gray. Hold on, wait. Can I zoom in on this shit? Where is the... Hold on. There's nothing here. I mean... They have their, wait, their ears are turning that way. Their gloves are black. Their sword is like bright red. Can I turn this thing to the other way, please? What is this black shadow right here? You can see a clear shadow. I don't know. Like, I genuinely don't know. It's like hard to see. Wait, is that an ear right there? Is that an... Hold on, I can't see. Oh, I'm about to lose my mind. I have to analyze. I have to analyze this picture extremely hard. Probably after this stream, I'll let y'all know if I find literally anything that I can find. Enhanced. The one in tier 8. Yeah, I know. Enhance. How do I enhance, bro? I'm already enhancing, twin. Can't... There's gotta be more here. There's more here. I know there is. There's more. I can't tell what that outline is of the image, but this is something. The red background is something. The black background is something. This... I don't know if that's a glove or a foot. I can't tell. It looks like an arm or something. I don't know. This image is something else. I know that it is. This image is way more important than I think. And I know that it is. It's just I'm not noticing it. I don't know. There's more that I can't notice. There's more that's to this image, and I just won't be able to figure it out. But I think that's it for the analysis. I think it is. Yeah, I think it is. So with this, I hope y'all enjoy. I swear to God, if I can think again. Oh my God, he analyzed it. Hell yeah, Top Hat. Hell yeah. Thank you, Top Hat. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, chat, we got more. What the hell? Thank you, Top Hat. Hold on. So what is this? What does this mean? So that's clearly an ear. That's clearly a bunny ear, and whatever those are. Unless these are... What is that? That has to be a body. 100%. That's a body, but like... Who? What the fuck? That doesn't make any sense. Oh my God. That's clearly a bunny ear. That looks like a bow tie of some sort. Or like, I don't know what that is on the top. That's a leg or an arm. And then this is clearly Yoyoda. This is clearly Yoyoda. I just don't know what this is. Like, it doesn't make sense. I don't even know what this is. I'm just thinking this is a bunny ear or something. I don't know. I really have no idea. It looks like clothes on the ground. That's kind of what I was thinking in a way. That's what I was thinking, but I'm like, but whose clothes could it be? It either could be clothes that, wait, hold on. So y'all know like these horror movies and shit where they try to put like, they burn the body first and then they burn the clothes with it. They take off the clothes so there wouldn't be any remnants. It sounds perverted, it's not. But if you go through like a whole bunch of horror movies, I watched a lot of horror movies as a kid. So think about it like that. What if they're taking off the clothes and hiding them in little spots to keep it as evidence or trying to hint to something? The white cube might be a hand or a white glove, or arm, foe's head, ears. That's what I'm thinking. That has to be, because foe doesn't have a white glove. They have a black glove. It's either a foot. I don't know what it is. I'll try to see if I can find more for y'all, but you know, we'll figure this out together. I'll do another stream eventually on the lore, because currently I'm feeling burnt out of making videos and I need to get more money. So remember, twins, once I get more money I'll make more videos, but you know, don't really have a lot of vehicles, don't really have a lot of stuff, so you know, gonna have to bear with me. But if I find out anything else, I'll let y'all know. And that's pretty much all I can dig up. W Top Hat, W everyone for giving me the leaks, and that's all I really have for y'all. So soon we'll know about this lore very soon. Well, you'll know what I mean. You'll know what I mean. The new foe has white gloves. It's not foe. We could collab. W, yeah, we could collab, Top Hat. You're so right, dude. We could so collab. But anyway, that's it. And that is all. Thank you for tuning in on Jolly Potatoes Theories. And remember, my new name is Map Hat. Remember, I am the Map Hat of CTS. Spread it everywhere, bro. I am the analysis guy. Okay. By the way, I will leave my Discord invite right here. Actually, I'll copy and paste it. If you have any more theories, DM them to me. Don't spam my DMs, please. Just tell me what you think, and I'll try to do another video on it. I'll try to do more. I'll try to do more. Foes in quotes, yeah. Bye, Map had a CTS. See you later, twins. Anyways, join that Discord server and, you know, send me some theories of your own. Anyway, that is it, and that is all. Tune in next time, and if I find out anything else, I'll let you know. But this lore is just getting better and better. Anyways, have a great day or a fantastic